Hello and welcome back to Retropical Podcast, where we invite you to join us. Just two dudes hanging out, discussing on things we like to share and talk about. You're with Shannon, and finally, Leonard. Hello.
Yay! Back.
If I could include like a yay or like a soundtrack of like claps, I will. But welcome back, Leonard.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
to-
Yeah.
Today is just like any other podcast. We're going to talk about things for the next few hours or so. It's going to be about The Last of Us. The second installment of Last of Us is the sequel, right?
Yes.
But before we do, I guess we just want to do a quick, how are yous? Because you've been out for like a whole entire fucking week, almost two
I
weeks from
think
now.
yeah about that
So,
much. Yeah, about that long.
so I just wanted to check, what's up? How are you doing? Did you go to the doctor in the end, or are you feeling better?
No. Here's the thing. So there's currently my entire body, like just my entire uh,
Mm-hmm.
like my entire health, like well-being is
Yep.
very confusing to explain. So I have a lot of discomforts, right? So
Okay. Like
because I mentioned
like
last time, I don't
physical.
feel pain. I don't feel pain. I
Yep.
just feel
Yep.
very
Yep.
exhausted. My head,
Yep.
my head, it's being constricted, and not to
Yep.
the point of painful. It's just very uncomfortable. Everything about my body is uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
my
I
stomach.
asked.
Yeah.
I mean, like I asked whether you had vertigo, and it wasn't the case. And I also thought anemia, but then like no as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like my stomach feels bad, but it doesn't hurt. I feel sleepy. I feel dry. There's like so many different, like tons of like different ailments,
Right.
like just on top of like piled up on top of each other. And then meanwhile, I'm telling like because my mom asked me whether I was uh like whether I feel okay or do I need to like go to the doctor or something.
Yeah.
And
I was also worried about
because
that.
I just told her here's the thing. So I feel bad, but I don't feel painful.
Sick.
Like, I don't feel sick. I don't
Oh.
feel painful. If you tell me right now to like
Mm-hmm.
to maybe help like with the laundry and shit or whatnot, I can do that. Like I have no problem doing exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, it's like I will start like groaning maybe once in a while. It's like, oh, this doesn't feel
It's
good.
not. It's not something like May fever, is it? It's like
Uh,
seasonal kind of
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
sickness
That's what I
or.
thought as well, but no, because I like it's not hot. My head is not warm. It's not anything.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
like, how are you feeling now? Like, are you feeling much better, or are you
much
still the same and you're just
better, much better than
oh,
last week. Definitely, yeah, yeah. I don't
that's
feel
good
fatigued
to
anymore.
know.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was like, oh shit, like something's happening. Like, do you have to go to the doctors? I kept asking you, like, you should do. I think you should try going to the doctors if it persists until how many days. But I guess like it's really good that you're doing okay now.
Mhm.
And I guess for today, what would you be rating yourself? Rate your day. How's your day?
Maybe four or five, somewhere along that line.
Pretty low. I thought it might be a bit higher because it's
Like
you
I
feel
said, the
better, but
majority of that's the thing. The majority of the thing that I mentioned is still around. Like my stomach is still not feeling good, right, and everything.
oh
But
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
but I can do this.
Okay. Okay. If you can't, then you wanna tap out, just let me know.
Yeah.
uh okay, I think on my side I'm a bit like to a 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, yesterday was an awful one. So I'm glad we kind of like postponed to today because yesterday was a bad day for me. But today is a lot much better.
Mhm.
And so I'm ready to talk and talk and trash. Well, not well, maybe not trash on your end, but maybe on my end, yes, trash
Mhm.
on The
Okay.
Last of Us
Yeah, because I don't know
game.
your opinions regarding this, right? I
We're
just
going to
know
get
that
back to
you're.
that. Yes.
Yeah, I just remember
Okay.
you sounded a little upset. But other than that, I have no
So,
idea.
okay. So,
Right.
as a preliminary background of, The Last of Us. Oh yeah, before I forget, this is really important. Spoilers, a disclaimer. We will talk about the entirety of The Last of Us 1. I think Leonard's gonna do
And
like a
yeah,
brief history of it as well.
yep.
I mean rundown of it, yep. And then for Last of Us 2, we'll also talk a bit about it, at least on what has mostly affected our view on the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't played it, please be aware that we're gonna spoil the shit out of this game, especially for the first part.
Yeah, especially for the first game. But
But I feel
I don't
like
know.
for the first one, we're not really that wrong to spoil it. It's been like when I was watching the previous like old videos of Last of Us gameplays, like it's
Mm-hmm.
been freaking almost 7 years or around 6 years.
Uh,
So
I
I
think
think
it's about 6 years.
Right, around 2012 or 13, right? So I think it's fair to say that we've given enough window frame of a time for us to freaking spoil the first game.
Oh, actually,
Uh,
in 3 days. In 3 days, it'll be 7 years. In 3 days, it'll be
ex- freaking
the
7 years, dude.
yeah. It'll be
7
the
fucking
first one.
years.
It'll be the first. It'll be their 7th anniversary.
We were still in high school at that time. So
Yeah.
let's just lay that down. We were still in high school and now we've already graduated uni. You're also, almost
I
close there
don't.
too.
I don't
So
know where my situation is. I don't want to think about it at the moment.
sure, we'll just leave that thought and we'll just move to Last of Us. But
Yep.
basically, we've given the time enough time frame to talk about it fully. For the second one, we'll just talk about what we really think is the most like, highlighted ones for us anyways.
Mhm.
So if you haven't played it and this is probably not the one podcast that you should be listening to, but other than that, if you're like interested in our opinion,
Or
welcome
like you
to
just
the
don't care about spoilers or whatnot.
right.
Yeah.
So welcome to the zone of spoilers. The
Yes.
spoil zone. The next one would just be a preliminary understanding of where we are at, Leonard.
Mhm.
Basically, what I'm gonna say is that I haven't played the second game at all.
Okay.
But I've heard a little few here and there about the second game, so I kind of already know where most people are standing by, which
Mhm.
is very negative towards the game. Most of it,
Yes.
most of it. For the first one, I also actually haven't played the first one, but I did watch a complete gameplay of it from the Fine Bros. Because I
Oh,
remember,
okay.
yeah, I remember they had the React channel had actually like had the kids play The
Mhm.
Last of Us from beginning till the end, and I think that was like when I followed the series alongside, if I'm not wrong, Outlast was it? Oh, I forgot the name. The
The horror
horror
game.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
Outlast. And
Probably
then I
Outlast.
also watched Last of Us. So yeah, that's so basically in a way I already kind of know the plot to Last of Us 1, but Last of Us 2 no, though I did watch some, scenes in particular and some reactions to the game.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. What about you? What's your stand? Have you played it before? Have you
I've played the first one. I've actually played it on like
Oh,
on a
okay, cool.
yeah, on a PS4 that I borrowed from like a relative of mine.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
for the Last of Us 2, I've basically watched the entire playthrough. Because I don't have like I don't have the game unfortunately, but like I did watch the entire playthrough from like two different just for the sake of this, yeah, just for the sake of this
Podcast.
podcast. I've watched it
Wow.
from two different like video game like let's players, and also like just read like a summary of it.
Holy shit. Okay, the
Yeah,
dedication. I didn't even bother. After I saw that scene in
yep.
particular in The Last of Us 2,
Yeah,
I
to
was
be
like,
honest, okay, to be honest, when I knew about it, because I knew about this game since the leaks, right?
right, right,
And I
right.
read the leaks, and I was like, really? Are they ever? Like, I was wondering if they actually gonna go with
Oh,
that.
so it actually happened. Oh, okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard something along those that it leaked
Mhm,
before.
mhm.
So you knew already way before. I didn't hear anything about it, you
I
know?
knew all the way before the game was even out because due to the leaks. And I thought now the things that I thought maybe it was fake.
Right. But
Fortunately,
did you know of the execution, how it was going to happen that way, or did you just was aware that
yes,
it was
yes,
going
yes, yes, yes. I knew.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay,
We
that's not
knew
good to know.
there was the main details that the leak had was that you were gonna play as Ellie, and then Joel's gonna die, and then again, like if you're at this point of the podcast,
Sorry, dude.
you
We
should
already warned
fucking
you.
leave right
I
now.
warned you about the stairs, bro. I told you so.
But yeah,
Yep.
so uh, again, what the leaks told us that we're gonna play as Ellie. Ellie is the main character,
Yep. Yep.
at least for about I'd say maybe 40% like of the
Are
game.
you shitting me?
Yeah, yeah.
40% only?
I think only 40. Well, like I don't. I feel like it's about 40%, at least feeling wise.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know the
Okay.
exact game length for each of the characters playthrough, but like for
Right.
Ellie, I think it's about 40%, and then the rest is Abby. And then they also in the leaks we also found out that we're gonna play as Abby, and then
Yep.
the fact that like there's the golf club scene, and that was
Oh god.
about it from the leaks that I know.
Okay, we're gonna call it the the golf
The golf club.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the golf club.
Okay. So that's as far as you know. But
Yes.
I feel like between the two of us, you're the most probably most well informed and most aware of what's going on because
Yes.
honestly, I've only seen that scene. I mean, I've seen some others, but that was the
Uh-huh.
first one that I saw, and I remember
Oh yeah.
just commenting straight out like, "Fucking atrocious." In one of the first, like, I just saw the scene and I was like, "Fuck it," and I commented, I was like, "This is shit. I hate it." And
Okay.
maybe people can take it with a grain of salt because I haven't played the game, but personally I don't think I'll ever want to play the game.
Oh, okay.
You know me with 3D games,
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not interested, and
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely not interested in post apocalyptic kind of games, so not my style at all. I don't even know why I watched the first one before for
Okay.
the ito.
Uh-huh.
Hello everyone, this is Shannon editing this podcast. I just wanted to let you know that in this section, Leonard is summarizing the entire of Last of Us 1. So I'm just going to speed this up for convenience as well as for shortening the entire podcast because our other review for Last of Us 2 is quite long, so here it goes.
I'm just gonna explain for those who have not, who's played it, just for like a recap. And for those who hasn't and just don't care, this might not be the most detailed because the execution in that particular game is very, very well done, so I recommend playing anyway.
Yeah, the first one's good.
Yeah, the first one's very, very good. So the first game, in the first Last of Us, we are introduced to Joel, like in the prologue at least.
Yep.
We are introduced to Joel and Sarah, his daughter. Like, we don't know what happened to Joel's wife or whatever, but all we know is that they lived together for a while then. And we're like, and we played as Sarah for a while, like in Sarah's perspective for a while, and then only to find Joel running back into the house for some fucking reason. Like he seems like tired, he seems like he's been attacked by something. He took Sarah away, drove off with Tommy, who is Joel's brother.
Right.
And then I think they had to stop the car for whatever reason. Again, this is just like a short recap, I can't remember everything. Tommy had to stop the car, they had to walk to basically the town and the city only to find like the infected attacking like basically everyone and everything.
Yeah, so this is the start of like some zombie apocalypse shit.
Yeah, it's like zombie. Well, they won't call it zombie, it's like a cordyceps thing or whatever. It's effectively zombies, but
So yeah, I think it was just, I mean, like, just a brief thing, it's a virus. Or,
Yeah,
I don't know,
no,
like,
it's a
yeah,
fungus,
fungus kind of thing. And then it was like, yeah, so people become like some kind of fungal creature thingy that infects everyone else.
Yeah, so they basically run through the town. Tommy was basically stopped by an infected and had to fend himself off. Meanwhile, Joel and while carrying Sarah, continues forward trying to pass the bridge, like a bridge to get out of the town or city. I think I remember correctly. However, they were stopped by a soldier. Yep, and this is the big scene where basically this, the soldier shoots at Joel's direction before Tommy was able to like intervene. Unfortunately, Sarah died in the scuffle, and this was basically like Joel's main turning point in his life.
Yep.
And
so he became fully jaded with life.
And the things that we are only introduced to Ellie are deuteragonist. I think deuteragonist. Like 20 years later. So this is like 20 years set after Sarah has died during like the first years of infection, and basically everything has gone to shit, right? There's like quarantine zones and everything, and like people are stuck in towns and cities and
But
everything.
that means 20 years from now there was still no cure to it, right?
No. 20 years from now is like none. There's like
But there were still humans surviving, other than Joel and Ellie, if I remember.
yeah, there's like there's a lot. In fact, like a whole town and like cities were at this point in time. At least.
Yep, okay.
And like so 20 years later, Joel was basically working as like some kind of smuggler who basically smuggles weapons, food, whatever you want, and like in and out of the quarantine zone. And we're also introduced to Tess, who is Joel's partner. We're also
forgot about her.
yeah, and like basically we're introduced to her from another character, like some throwaway character, I think his name was Robert or something, who they owed guns to. So basically Robert was supposed to give them guns and weapons, but instead they sold them off to basically an independent militia called the Fireflies.
Yep. So also Robert was like, did some shit stuff, right?
Yeah, so basically I'm not sure whether he did some shit, I can't remember exactly. All we know is that Robert like basically owes guns to Joel and Tess. He was supposed to sell to Joel and Tess, but he sold the weapons off to the Fireflies, the independent militia. And they're basically at odds with the actual governmental forces in the towns or in the quarantine zones.
Wait, the Fireflies or the two of them?
No, the Fireflies. The Fireflies are at odds with the like the police, the military and everything. So it's like just a militia group, almost like a rebel, almost, right?
Right.
And then so they basically went off trying to find Fireflies, and they got introduced to a character called Marlene, who is, I think, if I remember correctly, was like the leader or like some high figure in the Fireflies.
Okay.
And she basically told them like, if you really want your weapons, I can give them to you, but we need you to basically send this girl, this 14-year-old girl, to like a checkpoint, to the Firefly checkpoint.
Oh, right. Oh, that's when they meet Ellie.
That's when they meet Ellie for the very first time. And so they agreed. They went out like basically to the checkpoint only to find basically the Fireflies, the soldiers that were supposed to pick Ellie up, are dead.
Yep.
And we're also basically told by, I can't remember what happened exactly, but then we also found out that Ellie is basically immune.
Right.
Right, she's effectively immune, and Tess unfortunately was infected. Like, she's been bitten like 2 or 3 days ago or something.
Oh yeah, this is the scene that I remember because this was the scene that like I actually rewatched again like recently just to remind myself of how it worked. I forgot that Tess was a thing, and when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember about her. She was kind of the reason why this all kind of happened in a way, right? But
To some degree, yeah.
but she died, right?
Yeah, she dies trying to slow down. Well, I mean, like slowing down is a very strong word. Because the thing that's what she said, she'll slow them down or something.
Yeah, but she didn't. Like, she died.
pretty much instantly.
Yeah, even though I think she probably did get a few people, but still.
Yeah,
Like,
still,
a team, like dear God.
Yeah, so basically she dies. Meanwhile, Joel and Ellie basically runs away. This is also, and the thing is that since they're trying to basically move on to another, like I think their plan was to meet up with Tommy, like Joel's brother.
Yeah, which is I forgot. Like, why did Tommy no longer like relate with Joel after Sarah's
I think it's mostly because of Sarah, if I remember. Because like, I think I can't remember exactly, but I think Joel and Tommy had like a falling out since then.
Oh, okay. And then now they're meeting again.
Yeah, so the thing is that Joel's in his mind is like Ellie is going to be safer with Tommy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Joel is basically trying like to find various ways trying to bring Ellie back to Tommy or something.
And then Tommy's firefighter, or not? I forgot.
No, Tommy's like independent. He has his own like little colony and group and everything. He's probably like a leader or something, if I remember. Yeah, and in order to do that, they need like a vehicle, right? They need a car or something to basically bring Tommy. And they look up for someone named Bill, and who's this like paranoid survivalist who like places traps and like cages and shit all over like an entire town or city. Like this guy's like the most paranoid sensitive I've ever seen in my entire life. But they did meet up actually. They did meet up eventually, and this is also where we're introduced like to Ellie's like personality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like basically how she's like kind of like this rebellious punk kid who's like doesn't respect anyone, like she curses and everything.
Right.
And the thing is that Joel eventually meets up with Bill and told him that like Bill owes Joel a favor, something like that, right? There's a bit about like his I can't remember what this character's relationship to Bill is, but this character named Frank. I'm not sure if it was Bill's brother or Bill's lover. I can't remember. No, like, I shouldn't get those mixed up and stuff. Like yeah, so something along the lines of like Frank dead or something, and that's why Bill's
here's the thing. What was the journey? What was the goal? It was supposed to bring you to bring Ellie to the Fireflies, right? Oh, bring her to the
To the fireflies, yeah, but in order to do that, but like, because I think, I'm not sure how, but I remember something along the lines of like Tommy knowing where the fireflies is.
Oh, right, because they're like rebellious, so you don't really know where they're exactly.
Yeah, so like,
okay,
you have to sharing that you don't know where they're
okay, okay.
So they're basically bringing Ellie to Tommy, basically.
Yeah,
Then,
first at that point.
yeah, so they're still trying to bring her to the fireflies, yeah.
Mhm.
And then, meanwhile, I think throughout the travels, they also meet up with a pair of survivals, Henry and Sam, their brothers. And this is probably the most heart-wrenching characters they'll meet in the game for me. This destroyed me. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tessa's death is sad and everything, but like, the Henry and Sam arc was probably the most painful for me to go through in the game.
Henry and Sam?
Yeah, Henry and Sam. So they're brothers.
Yeah, could it be because you have brothers of your own?
Oh, no, not that. Like,
Oh, what?
Not that. Like, I don't fucking care about that. So, like, no, it's just like execution, I think. That's how.
Oh, okay.
So Bill, sorry, not Bill. Joel and Ellie then eventually like meets up with his two brothers who wanted to escape the town they had. I think it's Pittsburgh. I can't remember exactly.
Yep.
And but I also, again, I can't remember everything. But they eventually have to go to like this tower. To pick something
Oh,
up.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, and they got attacked. Right? They got attacked by
Yeah, but oh, but no, sorry, I thought clickers. I think that was
I can't remember exactly either. But I remember they were attacked and they were separated. That's the important bit.
So wait, who's separated?
The brothers from Billy and Ellie.
So basically, who's with who now when you're separated? Like,
So the brothers separate themselves, and then Billy. Sorry, Joel is still with.
oh, okay, so you're separated that way. The brothers and Billy and Joel and Ellie.
All
Okay,
knows that those two like groups are separated, and eventually they meet back and like went back to Henry and Sam's hideout.
right. Okay, and then
And they had like this bonding session with each other where like Henry was talking about like the things before the apocalypse, right before the infection.
yeah, that's usually a red flag, but okay.
Meanwhile, Ellie and Sam were like trying to sort out like I think the resources and stuff like that. And this is also the moment where we found out after the bonding session at least. And I think this is the reason why I found their deaths to be the most painful. Is because compared to the other characters that was introduced, Henry and Sam I think were the only one who actually brought out like the nicer elements in Joel.
Oh, okay, yep. Wait, so both of them died?
Yeah, both of them died. If I remember correctly.
I forgot. I thought one died or something like that.
Because the thing is that I think during like after the scene where Ellie and Sam were together, Sam like basically showed like the audience like us the game player a wound. Like, he was bitten by a clicker apparently.
Oh shit. Okay.
He was infected and he didn't tell anyone.
And then the other brother, Frank, was it? What happened?
Henry.
Oh, Henry?
Henry was fine. Henry was whatever. But
But
he
he
didn't.
also died.
The reason for that is because so again Sam infected and he didn't tell anyone. They
Oh
went to
no.
sleep. And in the morning, while Ellie was trying to wake Sam up and like went to the room, basically Sam became a clicker overnight and tried to attack Ellie.
Oh no, I think I remember this.
Yeah,
Oh
and
shit.
before Joel could do anything to even like shoot Sam, Henry
Yeah.
shot Sam himself.
Yep.
And like he just couldn't live with the guilt of like killing his own brother. He shot himself.
What? Oh shit, I forgot about this part. I thought actually Sam killed him. No?
No.
Oh my god, that's so sad. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, he shot
Okay.
himself because he couldn't live with the guilt of like killing his
Shit, that's so dark. Okay,
yeah,
yep.
that was the this is so painful. Like, out of all the death scene in the same thing, this is worse.
Yep.
So moving on, like after this, like they're basically the arcs are basically introduced with like seasons.
Yep.
The first season is fall, and like from the previous scene where we just basically met with like random characters, Joel has finally basically arrived at Tommy's like base or like his colony. And they basically and then like Joel and Tommy had like a discussion of basically leaving Ellie with Tommy because like he said like, he'll be safer with you and you know where the fireflies are, right? So that like it just makes sense technically. But Ellie like was upset, like thinking it felt almost like Joel was trying to abandon her or something. So she ran. Joel and then like Joel caught up with her, explained the situation, but then eventually Joel like told Tommy that like I'm gonna bring her myself, like just tell me where the fireflies are. Yeah, and Tommy was basically okay, they're in this location. I can't remember exactly where the location is, but so Joel.
Okay, so Tommy was good.
Yeah,
right?
Tommy's fine. Tommy's like whatever.
Okay.
So Joel and Ellie went to the place where the fireflies were supposed to be, like the base that they were supposed to be. However, they were overrun and attacked, and then there's like basically a recording saying that they had to retreat to the hospital, the St. Mary Hospital.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. I remember the hospital. Well, I don't remember, but I knew that the hospital was like all the shit went down.
Yeah, all the shit that went through is happening here. So yeah, so they had to go to the St. Mary Hospital, but unfortunately they got caught, I think, by the clickers, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And because they got attacked by the clickers, Joel basically fell and impaled like his side onto like this rock or shard.
And he survived.
Yeah, he survived, but like while Ellie was trying to wake him, trying to help him up, he eventually like collapsed due to bleeding or something.
Yeah.
Bleeding and the pain, right? And then there's like basically a time jump to winter, where Ellie
Oh,
was
yeah.
where basically Ellie was taking care. Because like I said, I'm not talking about everything in the game. I'm just talking about the main part.
But I think I remember the scene. Like they were living together still, right? Like, just
Yeah, they're still taking, and basically they had to pause like finding the fireflies to take care of Joel. Since Joel's still
and
in them.
And at the time, like Ellie grew, right? Like she looked a bit older.
Yeah, she looks slightly older.
Yeah,
Maybe that's my feeling, but like yeah, she looked a bit older in this.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
So Ellie was taking care of Joel, and then she went out to basically hunt for food, rabbits, deer, and stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
that's what she shot the rabbit or something.
Yeah. And this is when she basically met two other survivors, David and James.
Yep.
And basically like David and James were basically saying like we need that deer like to feed our colony. And Ellie was like, sure, I'll give you the deer if you'll give me medicine.
Yep.
Right?
I remember.
And James and David basically tells James to go away and like take the medicine from the colony or something.
Yep.
But I think and then after that they got attacked by clickers.
Like two of them.
No, James left. James was like
Oh, so it's the two of them.
yeah, the two of them, David and Ellie, was basically we had to work together to basically survive the clickers.
Yep.
Right. And David also mentioned like a throwaway comment saying there's like this lunatic with a child with him, like killing my people, like killing David's colony.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's like so it's obviously like he's antagonistic towards like Ellie and Joel, right?
But he doesn't know that they're Ellie.
Yeah. I think David has something like he kind of knows at this point in time. Yeah. So James came back with the medicine, gives it to Ellie, and then Ellie goes back to Joel to try to like treat him. But unfortunately, I think she was tracked down by David, by David's group.
Yep.
And she had to run away with a horse. Oh yeah, right. I forgot to mention this, but like they basically left Tommy's like colony with 2 horses or something.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. I think she left without Joel.
Yeah, she left the base to basically try to pull them out away from Joel.
Yep. Okay.
Exactly. So she ran the horse got shot, the horse dies, and she got captured by David.
Oh shit. Okay, and then
She got taken out. Yeah. Like she was taken out by David. Ellie wakes up in a cell.
in the hospital.
No, in a cell, in like David's base or something. And she wakes up with David basically butchering someone. Like they eventually found out that David along with his colony are basically cannibals.
Oh shit. Okay, so
Yeah,
I thought you were part of the. I thought you were part of Fireflies.
No. They're actually just cannibals, like colony trying to survive.
But why did you say that there was a guy and a kid running around killing his people? Like,
Yeah, because like there was actually like I think fight scenes between
oh,
cannibals
some people.
and
Yeah,
some
okay,
people
makes sense.
from
Okay. But then they don't matter.
yeah, and then David tries to convince Ellie like to come with him to come in his colony. And meanwhile, while this is all going on, Joel wakes up and tries to find Ellie while he's still somewhat injured.
Okay.
And he basically tortures a couple of the cannibals to like ask them like where the fuck is Ellie and stuff like that.
Yep.
then while this is going on, while Joel is interrogating these people, Ellie is Ellie. I can't remember how this happened, but Ellie somehow escapes and runs away to a restaurant.
A restaurant?
Yeah, like a restaurant in the colony that they live in, and like it was on fire and everything, and there's this like huge boss fight. Really playing as Ellie and David. Eventually, she was able to take David down with a machete and basically kills him. And like it's probably like the most broken Ellie has ever seen, at least in the entire game, because she basically felt like she just like tried to survive this like really fucked up situation. She was almost eaten. She was convinced to become cannibal and stuff like that. So she
And this was the first time she killed someone, was it?
yeah, I think this is the first time she actually actively killed someone.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
And then they went on from this scene to like to the next arc, which is Spring.
Yeah.
Right. So Spring's the final arc. This is the famous giraffe scene because they pass by a zoo, remember, or at least a group of moving giraffe, like a herd of giraffes.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure whether you've seen it before. It's like basically they see the giraffe actually, and then Ellie even was able to pat the giraffe or something.
I forgot. Oh, but that means if that happened, that means basically Ellie and Joel were reunited.
Yeah, they reunited already. Because like by the time where like Ellie kills David, Joel was already, like Joel just came by and said like Hunter, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, okay, got it.
And then during this scene as well, I think Joel was having like second thoughts about the Fireflies like plan and everything. It's like he basically told Ellie like you really want to go through this, we could just go back to Tommy and like live there forever.
Yeah.
And Ellie was like we've already come this far, we might as well just keep going.
But like, wait, I forgot. Like, the purpose of going to the Firefly, did they know the reason why?
Yeah, because like Ellie's a cure essentially. Like Ellie could be the cause for the cure. That's why they want to go to the Fireflies.
Oh, okay, makes sense. I thought it was like later. I thought near the end did they find out why?
No.
It was just like kind of a blind run and just take her to the Firefly, and they knew from the
They
beginning.
knew from the beginning that like she could be a potential cure.
Right. Okay. So they pushed through. They went.
Keep pushing through. But I think they got caught by the Fireflies because like I think I remember correctly, Ellie fell into like a river. I'd say a river or like some muddy water. But she can't swim, right? So Joel basically tried to rescue her and then tried to basically resuscitate her. But meanwhile, the Fireflies was like knocked him out or something. Like they were able to sneak up behind him and knock him out.
Okay. Yep.
And then they were brought and then they were brought into the hospital. To the same hospital.
This is the crux of it all.
The climax of the scene. So Marlene, who we mentioned before, was like, I think she's like some kind of leader or something, or like some important figure of the Fireflies.
Right.
Marlene explains to Joel that when he woke up, essentially that in order to find a cure, they need to take the infection from Ellie's brain. But by doing so, they'll kill her.
Wait, in order to find the cure, they have to detect the infection from her brain.
Yeah, I think it's a cordyceps infection. So the idea is that
The brain.
this fungus thing basically infects your brain and then it somehow like destroys your brain.
Right. So they want to get her brain to test it out, right?
Yeah, they basically want to take this infection from her brain, but by doing so, they'll kill her.
Yep.
Right. And then this is the moment where like Joel basically goes on a fucking killing spree and just like goes on a one-man fucking army, killing like basically the majority, if not all, the Fireflies in the hospital.
Just to save her.
Yeah, to save her.
Okay.
Right. So he went on the killing spree, killing literally everyone, like including Marlene.
What I'm weird is like, why is Marlene there when Marlene was the one who first told
I
them?
don't know. I think that's like that's a good fucking plot hole to mention, but like,
Why would you send like what the fuck?
why would you send these girls? Like, why can't you send them yourself? I can't remember.
Right? Why would you like let them just go off running around, go to the place like?
What's the bond?
Oh my god, what's the point of bonding? And you also gotta snatch her away from him. Fuck, okay, anyway.
So anyways, continuing.
Yeah.
So Joel basically goes on killing spree, killing everyone, including the surgeon, because the surgeon was about to kill Joel. Was about to shoot Joel.
Yeah.
Joel shot first.
Yeah.
He
Apparently he's important.
yeah, apparently he's important. No one fucking knew either. Like,
Right.
I'm
And
just
just to be clear, the surgeon was black, if I'm not wrong.
no, he wasn't.
Really? Because I remember he was actually black, and then in The Last of Us 2, they made him kind of like white.
I can't remember that. I don't know.
But yeah, anyway, go on. Yeah,
I didn't watch. I didn't play the Last of Us again. I just basically went on.
yeah,
from that.
understood. I didn't play it out too, so my shit would have been.
I didn't replay it for this. I just basically went from memory.
Yeah, because I don't think. Yeah, it's too long. It's too heavy. Plotted as well.
So yeah, Joel kills a bunch of the Fireflies, including Marlene, including the surgeon, and I think there was like one assistant surgeon in that place, but he didn't kill her. He didn't kill that one. That was the only person he didn't kill. I think. He carries Ellie, drove off away while Ellie was awake. It's like was the cure of success or whatnot, and blah blah blah. And Joel explained that like the Fireflies have been trying this out for like sorry, they've been trying to find a cure. They basically gave up. So like that's why you didn't need it. It's like and Ellie was like, are you telling the truth? Or, like, can I trust you? Joel replied, yes.
But this wasn't in the car. Right? This was by the hill.
It's in the car. It's in the car.
Oh, okay. Because I saw another scene where it was.
Oh yeah, I'll explain that later as well. Don't worry.
Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, Ellie was basically asking like, can I trust you? Or like, are you telling the truth? And Joel basically replies like, yes. And then I think the scene ends there.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically the first Last of Us like recap.
Yeah. You basically recapped the entire Last of Us 1, which was about like 10 hours plus gameplay into 20-30 minutes, which is applause. If I could insert another clap like background, I would insert. Congrats.
Yes.
Good job. Go on.
So now we're gonna move on to The Last of Us 2, and
Okay.
this is gonna be.
Woo!
So here's the thing. I don't even know where to start. So do you want me to talk about like them in order, or do you want me to talk about just the game itself?
I think considering like just our time limit and our flow of the topic, maybe the highlights of like maybe for you in your opinion, which parts was like the most jarring or the most you think was well executed, and then like maybe from there, if I don't understand, you could like fill me in on it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well,
Yeah.
sure. So, the game basically sets up like in the future, right? Since like this is the sequel of the first.
I think from the beginning you should tell me that because I don't know what's happening in the beginning of Last of Us 2.
Okay, so in The Last of Us 2, Joel basically goes back to Tommy. I think they decide to basically live in like Tommy's colony.
Oh, that's great. Okay, that's good.
So like they basically went back on the like to the plan that Joel was considering during the giraffe scene, I think, right?
Yep.
And I think I can't remember exactly how many years. I think it was 4 years, 4 or 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we're basically introduced to a much more older Ellie and a lot more capable. Like she's basically an adult now,
Mm-hmm.
taking care and everything. Meanwhile, I think Joel has basically went back into this like he became like a trader or some sort in the colony.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically they're living their best life, like as much as best they can get.
Yes.
Yep.
And then there's this bunch of like little scenes here and there. Like we meet up with Dina. Dina is like someone that another character called
Mm-hmm.
Jesse,
Mm-hmm.
who I think is the only good character in this game. By the way, Jesse. I'm just gonna mention that out right now. Jesse
Okay.
is probably the only good like likable character in the game.
Oh,
Um,
really? Because I actually personally like Joel, but yeah,
oh
maybe
no,
it's
sorry,
just
sorry.
like.
At least I'm talking about the new character. Sorry, new character.
Oh, okay. Yep. But you agree, right? Joel, I mean, apart from his selfishness in a way for saving Ellie and sacrificing
Yeah,
the kind of humanity, he's kind of a okay person, like not
yeah.
too
Like
bad.
okay, here's the thing that like I've always thought about when it comes to the first like The Last of Us. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you might not disagree with this. You might disagree with his actions, right? But you understand why he did it.
Yep.
I think that's
Yeah, totally. Yep, makes sense.
yeah, makes sense, right?
So
So
I
okay,
think if I
Mhm.
were to give like a bit of a tagline for The Last of Us One, it was basically just like sacrificing the better good of the whole everyone else of humanity
or
and
Ellie
just
or like the other way around.
yeah for one of your loved ones, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna really quickly rush through the Last of Us,
Okay.
like, the Last of Us 2. So yeah, we were introduced with Dina. We were introduced with Jesse. Jesse and Dina had a fling. They broke up or something, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
broke up, and then during the town dance, Ellie and Dina met up, and they have like this flirtation. Uh,
Wait. So Jesse and Dina were together.
yeah, Jesse and Dina were together, but then
Oh,
they broke up
okay.
like a week or 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
or like a while ago. And so during the
Okay.
town dance, Ellie and Dina meets up. They become flirty with each other. They share a kiss. The
Uh-huh.
story keeps going on. I'm gonna keep like just keep rushing through, and then we're also introduced to two new characters, Abby and Owen. Or actually, there's a lot of characters, but the main ones are Abby and Owen. I don't really fucking care about the rest. No offense. Um,
Okay.
Abby and Owen was like basically introduced. Abby and Owen. I actually thought they were like siblings in the beginning, but apparently they're like some kind of romantic thing between them. And
Uh, okay.
yep. So we're just
Mhm.
introduced that very quickly. And I think they're part of the WLF. I forgot to mention that as well. They're part of the Washington Liberation Front or the Wolves.
So they're
Really,
part of the government or
uh, I don't think so. They're just like part of a very elite survival colony group. I think that's what there is.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're part of the WLF, the Washington Liberation Front, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, they basically had to take up like temporary residence in uh, the town of Jackson, basically the place where Joel and Ellie and everyone was like,
You're kidding me.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's not because of coincidence, it's because they were actually looking for someone. But like in this part, we actually don't know uh, who it is, like who it is that they're looking for. We fucking know.
Why were they looking for some of the people? Why?
No, no, they were
Why?
looking for Joel. They're looking for Joel specifically. That's the thing.
Why
Because
were they
like,
looking for Joel? What the heck?
don't you remember? Oh, do you not know the entire story?
No. Is it okay? We're way ahead of the spoiler
Way
tag
ahead.
anyway. But what I know is that the reason why Abby killed off Joel is because of her dad, who's the
Yeah,
surgeon who Joel killed, right? In Last of Us One. But are you telling me the reason why they went all the way to wherever place searching for Joel was just because of that? Just
yeah,
because?
I think
Are
so.
you
Yeah,
fucking kidding me? Just because Joel killed Abby's dad?
I think so. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Not because like oh Joel we're fighting for humanity and Joel has fucked humanity in the ass by saving this one possible cure and that's why we want to get Joel. But no, it was just because you fucking killed my dad. Is that really the case?
I think so.
Oh my god. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I was like I said, I'm gonna rush through quickly. I'm not gonna continue.
Yeah,
to
but
say-
still, it's so shit.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
Abby and Owen were
okay.
introduced to them. They have some kind of romantic relationship with each other.
Yes, yes,
Then
yes.
found out they go to Jackson looking for someone. I'll skip.
Oh
And
my
then,
god.
the story goes on. Ellie and Dina continues to be like this relationship thing, blah blah, blah here and there.
Mm-hmm.
You go once you play as Ellie, you go back to Abby again as they're trying to basically go through this blizzard and also a horde of clickers.
So you play a bit of Abby before everything happens.
Yeah. So this is essentially the prologue. The thing I'm talking about now is basically the introduction.
Oh, so this is before the club scene,
Before
right? The golf
yeah,
club scene, right?
yep. So
So we
uh,
we do get to play a bit of Abby even
yeah,
before.
yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay.
You do get a little bit of Abby in the beginning.
Okay.
Abby, we got where was I again? All right, so they were trying to basically fight their way through a blizzard and a horde of clickers, and coincidentally, they just met up with Joel and Tommy during their patrol, during Joel and Tommy's patrol,
Mm-hmm.
and basically they help her out. They basically help them. Look, we'll offer you sanctuary. You can stay with us for a while, blah blah, this and that. I'm really
Yep.
sorry if I'm rushing through this. And I'm sorry if my memory seems hazy, simply because
It's fine.
I really could not give a damn about this. I'm really
honestly, I wouldn't put it against you. I didn't even bother. I only saw the end and the club scene and other weird. Yeah. So go on.
Yep. So continuing from there, Ellie eventually finds out that hey, Joel and Tommy hasn't come back yet. What happened? So and she went out to look for them.
Right.
And then they found out that Joel and Tommy is basically in a hostage situation with the WLF with Abby as the group leader.
Yep. Yep.
We still
I
don't
think I
know
remember.
at this point in time. We don't know why. We don't know why she's
Yeah.
acting the way she is.
Which is
Uh,
so fucking stupid. Just
Yeah.
saying. But basically you're already leaning kind of towards we're going to the territory of the club scene, right? The golf club scene.
we're going there. Yep.
So let me just say this. That was I think that was the first scene that I've actually watched from The Last of Us 2, other than the end. The end, because I wanted to know how it ended, right? Which was whatever. I mean, we'll talk about that later. But for the golf club scene, I just find it really stupid that even Joel was like, "Who are you again?" Like, he doesn't even fucking know why she's here or who she is and what's her existence, and she's just trying to make it such a big deal.
I'll get to that as well. Don't worry.
My
I'll get to
God,
everything.
okay.
I'll give you all my
Okay.
opinions later on. You can
Okay.
say
Okay, go
you
on.
agree.
Yes, just go on.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
they basically Joel and Tommy are are basically holed up by the wolf. Oh man, I hate that name. To be honest, kind of cringy as well.
The wolf.
The WLF,
Okay.
the wolf. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're taken by the wolves. I think Abby shot Joel as well with the shotgun, but trying to keep them conscious. And then as Ellie enters, she's also captured by the wolf. And then
Yeah.
we see the aforementioned very infamous scene of basically Abby killing him, Joel with the golf ball.
Oh, so I thought she already killed him. No, yeah, not yet, yeah. When
Not
Ellie
yet. She
came.
shot him. She shot him with a shotgun, I think. Right.
And they battered him, but they didn't kill him off yet, right? Until
Yeah,
Ellie came.
yeah, until Ellie wakes up, and so Ellie saw it through everything. Abby kills Joel,
Uh-huh.
and meanwhile Ellie and Tommy are left alive. And this is the ending of the prologue. And basically they wake up. Ellie trying to find
Oh,
out.
so this is just the prologue.
This is still the introduction. This was
What the
2
fuck?
hours in. This is at least 2 or 3 hours into the game,
What the fuck?
and Joel is already fucking dead. And here's the bit I'm gonna talk before I continue on. This is the bit that I find a little annoying because
Uh-huh.
if you watch the trailers, if you watch any advertising material they had for this
Yeah.
game, right,
Yeah.
there was a scene where where Ellie gets like caught by someone, like basically like her mouth, like
Yeah.
there's like hands over her mouth and stuff like that. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we apparently see who the fuck it is. Like
Yeah.
we stopped for a while and we saw that it's Joel, at least in the trailer.
Wait, what do you mean? As in Joel was kidnapped? Was
No,
kidnapping
no, no,
Ellie?
no.
What?
In the trailer, because in the trailer we don't know what Ellie was trying to do. We just know that she was sneaking around, and then like she got caught by someone, like her
Mhm.
hands over her mouth and stuff like that. And then when she let go, she turned around and it was Joel. So we assume,
Oh.
based on the trailer, that we might be playing with Joel, or at the very least, we know that Joel is gonna be alive. But as we can see from this fucking
Oh.
game, one or like 2 to 3 hours into the fucking game, he's dead. Like he's basically just killed off instantly without any like like major remorse. Which I'm going to mention regarding any of the characters that dies in this fucking game. Everyone just dies. There's
Uh-huh.
there's no sense of impact that they left left behind or something. Like there's no mourning period. There's no like
Like it wasn't like the first one, right? Where they kind of made it kind of like a at least there was like some sort of like reflection period of the
yeah. There's
at
no
least the
like, oh,
important
Joel is
people. Yeah.
dead. It's like, oh man, it sucks. A lot of the people's death, like there's a lot of people dead in this game, but like holy shit, even like the minor characters, like from Abby's side,
Mm-hmm.
is completely fucking stupid. It's like there's no sense of reflection. There's no sense of like sadness. There is some. Don't get me wrong. There is some like where Abby like mourns over her friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, yeah, okay.
So okay, but are you telling me that 2 hours into the gameplay you play as Ellie, right? You don't play as
Yes, you play
Joel
as Ellie.
anymore.
Yeah.
And
So
then after
after
2 hours.
Joel's
Mhm.
death, you basically essentially play as Ellie.
Oh, okay. You don't directly play as Abby, right? Because that would be
No,
so fucked up.
no, you still play as
Oh,
Ellie
okay.
until to the like basically what do you call it? And you guys play. I think they're in Seattle. She's in Seattle trying to find everyone,
Yep. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the thing is that once the game, like once you finish the entire series with Ellie, she basically like kills. Here's the worst thing about this. Okay, so when you watch the game properly, right? When you watch the okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit ranty this particular scene.
Yep.
Fucking annoys me the shit.
What happened?
Yeah, so Ellie, like throughout Ellie's arc, we go like she basically goes through Seattle and basically kills off the majority of the wolves, including like Abby's closer friends, right?
So this is like her journey to get Abby, is it?
Yeah, this is our we basically see in the perspective of Ellie like her journey of trying to get revenge, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether I want to keep going with this, but like I don't know how detailed I want to go with this, but
Mm-hmm.
essentially Ellie goes on through this entire rampage throughout Seattle, basically killing off the wolves.
Right.
Right. I forgot to mention somewhere along the lines Jesse fucking dies. I hate this fucking game just because of that. Yeah, because Jesse is like a really nice guy from all you can tell based on like the game,
Interactions.
right?
Yep.
The Ellie. And speaking of Jesse, so like that scene where Joel was supposed to be the one that meets up with Ellie to help her throughout her journey.
Sorry, what? When Joel was supposed to be?
Like, because in the trailer, I mentioned the fact like Joel was the one who had his hands over
Yeah.
Ellie, right? And like basically saying, hey, you know, you think I'll let you do this on your own, right?
Yep.
And that's so basically we expected Joel to be there, but it's not. It's Jesse.
It was? Oh, they changed it.
Yes. Before I heard everything about the leaks and whatnot, I thought that what do you call it? Like the story was gonna be something along the lines of like Ellie has to do some kind of mission, like maybe bring something or go somewhere, right?
Yep.
So I thought that's like, oh, you know, go here, go there. Okay, and then Joel is gonna be and so instead of like Ellie becoming your companion, it's Joel, you know.
Right. So, but then if that's the case, that means when you guys were playing the game or when you saw the scenes, that scene where it was supposed to be Joel became Jesse, which meant that there was a possibility, or there was a possibility that Joel was supposed to be the one that was still living, right? At that
Yes,
point in
yes.
time.
At that point, Joel should still
Oh,
be alive. At least at that point, that's what we thought. That's
because of
why
the
when
trailer.
Joel,
Yeah.
yeah, because of the trailer. That's why when I saw, well, I actually knew, but like still, when I saw the scene where Ellie, had her like hand over her mouth, and it's like, oh, apparently, like
Yeah.
we.
Yeah.
So I was like, when I saw that scene, I was like, wait a minute, isn't Joel supposed to be there? And it's like, nope,
Oh.
it's Jesse.
Oh my God.
And to be fair, to be honest, when I saw Jesse, I was like, okay, so they're not gonna use Joel. Makes sense, he's dead. But it's still Jesse, which is like a character that I liked, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is when it gets pretty shitty. So again, I'm gonna continue a little bit through the story. So again, she went to
Yep. Go
Seattle.
on.
She tries to basically hunt down the wolves, right?
Right.
I think like on the final day or something. Like again, this is
Mm-hmm.
like I can't remember exactly which day this was. Like I think this was on day 2 or day 3 of Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like fucking when because the thing is that Ellie and Jesse were going together, and then if I remember the scene, Jesse opened the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesse opened the door, and as he opens the door, Abby immediately just like shoots Jesse fucking in the face or something.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, and then after that scene, no one like, so he's dead, right? Because the thing is that he died in like this intense scene,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
In this major intense scene. That's why like there was no scene of mourning or whatever, but he fucking died.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
After that scene, eventually like it went even in the quieter scene where like Ellie was just alone and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like there was no mention of Jesse. No one was like, okay, he's dead. Fuck, whatever. And then they just went along their way. It's like, okay.
My
So we're
God.
not gonna address the fact that like you're only like the only good character in this fucking game is dead. No one is going to address that. Hello, you know?
So weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I get why it's so like patchy over here and there.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. She also holds Tommy at gunpoint. This is like on the third day where she like basically Abby was also like, because keep in mind that on the final day of Seattle on the because the sorry the chapters I guess
Mm-hmm.
they separated by days. So there's day 1, day 2, and day 3 of Seattle.
Yep. Yep.
So day 1 in day 1 and day 2, Ellie basically kills everyone in the wolf sea, like include like specifically a lot of like what I call it, like specifically like Abby's closer friends. Like
Even a
there's
pregnant lady or something like that,
yeah
right?
yeah 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 yeah. Like all those characters, like basically Ellie went through just like huge killing spree and killed like everyone. And the
Yep.
only
Yep.
one at that point, the only one that was still alive was like Owen and like who I mentioned as like a fling or something with Abby,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then
Yep.
Mel, right?
Yep.
Like, but then they also like yeah. So Mel was the one that you mentioned was
Pregnant
the pregnant
lady.
one. Yeah, yeah. So
Yep. Yep.
she so Ellie kills them both, and then the only one that's like left is then uh Abby. Right? Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So and like well, because like Abby comes in, basically holds everyone at gunpoint. She basically tells Ellie, "Hey, get rid of your gun." And while this intense fucking scene's happening, it suddenly cuts to black. Right? We don't know what the fuck is going on. This is like maybe I'd say 17 hours in or something. This is a
Yeah.
fucking long game too. Like this is twice as long as the first Last of Us. So this is 17 hours in the game or something, and
Right.
it cuts to black, and then you basically take control of Abby. Yeah, and you basically see it from her perspective, how the fact that like, oh, the people you killed are actually like really good people. Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
but
Yeah,
but do
all
you
that.
actually feel that way while you watch the scene, or those people who played the scene that you watch, did they
Sorry.
actually, as in like did it work? Did people end up sympathizing for Abby?
I think okay. Here's the thing. Yeah, personally, um, I kind of did. Like, I understand why. Like, I understand what like Naughty Dogs, the developers, were trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
but the execution, like theory, idea, cool, whatever. You see, like you live long enough
Yep.
to
Yep. Yep.
die as the hero, or like live long enough to see yourself as a villain, revenge story, this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like that's all well and good, but the execution is complete dog shit. Like, holy fuck,
Naughty Dog.
yeah, Naughty Dog. Holy
Okay, but dog shit. Yep.
fuck, it's really
No,
really bad.
but what I don't understand is like, so basically, because I haven't played at all, right, for Last of Us 2, but basically the entire gameplay was all about revenge, not about the cure, which
No,
was
no, no,
the
no, no. That's
central
not it.
focus
No, no,
of.
no. Oh,
Are
speaking
you?
of that, yeah. So it's just the revenge, like basically. So the beginning, the catalyst of the entire scene is the fact that Abby kills Joel out of revenge, and
Yeah.
now Ellie wants to kill Abby out of revenge. That's basically it.
What the fuck? But the thing is, like, Last of Us 1,
Hmm?
the main central focus was all about the cure and about like finding humanity at its lowest and like
And it's
being.
greatest and stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and I thought they would be working more on that. Like, what happens to Ellie now when now they're living with Tommy? Would there be like an uprising, or are people still looking for Ellie, like the Fireflies? But there was no mentioning of the Fireflies at all. Is it what you're
I
saying?
don't think so. No, no, no.
Are you
I think at
kidding
this
me?
point, yeah, yeah. At this point, at least I think if I remember correctly, at this point the Fireflies are basically just like broken off. The people left behind are the like the people who are left over from the hospital scene.
That's oh my God. Yeah. I mean, okay, and then honestly, I think we can skip already all to the ending because I feel
Mhm.
like that was the scene that I watched. Like I watched the rest of the ending, right?
Yeah. So basically, after the bit about Jesse being shot by Abby,
Mm-hmm.
like Abby essentially just injures and kills everyone else. She shoots like Tommy because the thing is that she had Tommy at gunpoint, right? And um
So
she
Tommy died.
no.
Oh,
Apparently he survives. Later on in the scene, there's like the scene with the farm and everything.
okay, that's
Um,
good. Uh-huh.
yeah. Like the scene with the farm. Basically, Tommy still survives, but like he has a fucked up right eye or something.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and because again, I also forgot to mention that Dina is also like, ah, fuck, God. Dina is such a forgettable character that I even completely forgot about her. But like, Dina is also in this particular group, like with them, like with
Mm-hmm.
Tommy
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
Abby basically pulls her and was about to kill Dina as well, like basically slit her throat.
Uh-huh.
But Lev, a character that Abby eventually meets up later on. I think Lev was part of the Fireflies or something. I can't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so forgettable story. Yeah, but Lev is like the only good character as well, like arguably good character because he's innocent or something. He's supposed to be the
Mm-hmm.
innocence to that pairs up with Abby or something, right?
So, yep. Uh-huh. And then?
Basically, while Dina was basically almost having her throat slit, again, Lev was like basically telling her like, please don't do this. She's better than this. Blah blah blah. Abby lets him go,
Uh-huh.
and the thing is that this is like this is after the fight between Abby and Ellie, like in the theater.
Yep.
So like as in so the fight is done and then everything is done and Abby was basically winning the entire fight. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then since Lev told like Abby, please let Dina go. She's pregnant and whatever. Like just let Dina go. And then Abby left her and Abby basically tells the Ellie like but again, I don't want to see your face ever again,
Uh-huh.
right? And then they both leave. Abby and Lev leaves the theater. Meanwhile, like Dina and Ali are injured. Like it's already down in the dumps.
Okay, but this is entirely different from the ending because
This
the
is not the
ending
end.
thing.
No. This is not the end. Because like
Holy
so,
shit.
I know it's
Okay.
so fucking long. So imagine like that's already like I don't know maybe 20 or 30 hours into the game. Um, So yeah,
Oh my god.
Abby and Levs leave the theater, and then the story goes on to the farm, and this is probably the scene that you're a little bit familiar with. So
Which
that
one is this?
Dina eventually gave birth to JJ.
Uh-huh.
The basic, like, it's not mentioned, but it's basically like
Jesse's kid.
implied that it's Jesse's kid. Yeah.
Okay.
So so Ellie and Dina are basically raising JJ. They're in the farm. They're like almost this like peaceful. This is like probably one of the only peaceful scene that's so far. And
Yeah,
then we also
this
see
this
that
was the one.
Tommy is still alive as well.
Ah, yeah, this is the one. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
in the farm. Like Tommy was basically like his eyes is fucked up. His like one of his leg doesn't work properly anymore. He's
Mm-hmm.
injured as fuck.
His brother's dead, but
His
okay.
brother's dead. Yeah. Um.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he basically visits Ellie and tells Ellie that like we tracked her down. We tracked down Abby. It's like I think the description was like a girl built like an ox and a kid with a scarred face or something.
Mm-hmm.
In Santa Barbara, and he's like he wants because he's fucked up, right? Tommy can't do shit anymore, so he basically
Yeah.
tells Ellie, "Hey, finish the job," because he can't.
But Ellie takes it anyway.
Yeah, and like basically, at least in the beginning.
But I mean, like, why would Tommy say that? I mean,
What?
like, why would Tommy be like, "Hey, FYI, we saw Abby. Go kill her."
Yeah,
That's
because
basically what he said.
he wants revenge because his brother is killed, and he's also dealing with like the fact that like in Jackson he couldn't like finish his quest for revenge and like yeah,
Okay.
and he couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so she did it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think so Tommy gave the request to Ellie, and then I think it was originally rejected. Like Ellie didn't want to do anything with it anymore, and
Yeah.
Dina was like mad as fuck. She was like, "No, hell no, blah blah blah, this and that." Like completely flat out rejected it.
So as in Dina wanted her to go after Abby.
No. Dina also didn't know. Both of them didn't want anything to do with Abby anymore. I think.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
and then?
And then I think she had like a flashback.
Uh-huh.
Like she had some kind of flashback to back in Jackson where she's like dancing with Dina.
Well, what was the driving point for Ellie to like, okay, you know what? I already said no, but now I want because?
Yeah, because of the flashback or something. Because like so
Oh
in the
my
flashback,
god.
because like it went back to the flashback to the dancing scene where basically there was this character called Beth. Cat. I can't remember his name. It's like F something out. I can't remember.
Yep,
Right now.
yep, yep,
But there's this
yep.
member who's basically like he's a homophobe. So he saw like the fact that like Ellie and Dina kiss. It's like we don't need another dyke here or something in town. Which causes Joel to step in. But like if you know about the scene, because you mentioned the scene regarding the fact that like I want to try to forgive you. I'm not sure whether you've seen that one.
Which one?
Because the thing is that at this point in time, like 5 years into the future,
Uh-huh.
Ellie finds out that Joel was lying, right? To the
Yeah. I think I remember this.
Joel lied the fact that like he took Ellie away from the Fireflies to
Yep.
make sure that she stays alive, and like she was pissed
Yep.
about it.
Yep.
She was completely pissed about it. It's like Joel is like begging, like I just want to ask for your forgiveness, and then Ellie replied something along the lines of like, I don't
she
know if
can't
I can forgive you, but at the very least I can.
Yep.
I want to try,
Yep.
right? And so at that point, and here's the thing: that scene is at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
That was at the end of the fucking game. Okay.
That was when she decided to let Abby go, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. That's after. That's like at the end after like because again we met like we coming back to just now. So she had this flashback about the dance scene,
Mm-hmm.
and Joel stepped in trying to protect her from like this F guy. I can't remember. I think it's Seth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his name is Seth or something. So
Yeah.
so Joel stepped in, and that pissed like Ellie off for some reason. It's like she like I just like I'm going to like
Okay.
and we need to talk or something. Like Ellie and Joel needs to talk, and the flashback
Okay.
cuts there, And then
Okay.
Ellie like makes the hard decision because like she has PTSD over all of this. Right, she's not eating, she's not sleeping, right? And she keeps
Wait, she has PTSD over what? Over the
over
Abby
Joel's
thing
death,
or
over Joel's death.
oh, okay.
Yeah, she just constantly thinks about Joel's death constantly, right?
Uh-huh.
And so Ellie makes the hard decision of saying like I'm gonna take the request. I'm gonna hunt Abby down one last time. And Dina tells like Ellie that she doesn't want to go through all that again, and that's like then that was when they broke apart. So basically done. Abby and Dina are no longer
Mm-hmm.
a thing.
Yeah, I think I know this one was coming because like
Yeah, and
yeah, okay.
then she continues on. Ellie hunts down uh like Abby. They also met up with a bunch of like thugs like, called the Rattlers. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and, and like she also found like Abby basically like crucified. Like I think on like this.
Oh yeah, yeah, and she let her go, right? I mean,
Yeah,
she
she cut
helped.
down. She cut down. It's this entire thing had like really weird pacing problem. So she cut her down. She cut Abby down, and told like again and
Mhm.
and even tried to help her. I think at some point, like with the boat, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when she was about to leave with the boat, that's when Ellie went berserk and went
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah.
Abby's ass, right?
And like yeah, and then Lev, who's still on the boat, like still passed out. Ellie
Oh,
was
that was
basically yeah,
Lev.
yeah, that was Lev, and
So
Ellie was
so
basically saying
uh-huh.
like fight me or something. Like Abby says, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to fight you. And then Ali forced Abby's hand by basically like having a switchblade against Lev's
Yeah, oh
throat.
Lev. Yep, I
Yeah,
remember
like
that scene, yep.
right. So they
And
fight.
then and then they fought for like fucking I think 5 minutes with slashes still being alive, lots of
Yeah.
slashes but still being alive, and then and
Uh,
then they paused and then they fought again for another fucking 2 to 3 minutes,
uh-huh.
and then they fought again, and then she was trying to choke Abby to death, and then that's when she was like, what am I doing with my life right now,
Yeah, and then she
right?
she lets them go. Right.
Yep.
She lets them go, and then she comes back to the farm and saw that like basically no one is there.
Why
Dina,
everyone's left?
yeah, like Dina and JJ are gone. They left the farmhouse along with everything that Dina has had. Like along the only thing that was left behind are Ellie's like old things like the guitar and journal. But also
Yep.
during the fight, something to mention is that
Her
Abby,
fingers.
yeah, like cuts off like the pinky and the ring finger. Like
Yep.
she bit like the fingers of
Yep.
Ellie.
Yep.
And so she tried to basically play the song that Joel taught her. Like the title is called Future Days.
Yep.
Right? And she couldn't play it because she's missing those two fingers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and after that guitar scene was the scene where like they basically saw the fact that like they left uh each other, like they basically left Jackson on amicable terms because like she said she doesn't forgive him, but
Uh-huh.
at least she wants to try, right?
So, oh, you mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, that was the end. That was the one where you said, right? Like that was the scene where she said, I don't think I can forgive you, but I'll try. That was the scene.
Yeah, that was the scene after the guitar bit. Yes.
So basically, what you're telling me is that the entire thing of Last of Us season two was that it was nothing about the cure at all. It was nothing about the humanity's search for a cure or whatever anymore. It was just
Mm,
literally an
just revenge,
internal
right?
petty revenge plot. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's petty because I have never been in that kind of situation before, but
Uh-huh.
from the outside it looks like it's so fucking petty, dude. And I have a question. Lev is no one. As in like Lev is literally just a person. Like he's not even related to
He's
Abby
somehow
whatsoever.
he's someone that Abby basically rescued.
But it's like why is he there? Like no
He's
like
from what I
mhm.
understanding, he's supposed to be like this like he's supposed to be like the symbol of his innocence, like symbol of Abby's innocence, or at least like
Oh my
a
god.
counteract of
Okay.
like how Abby's just
Yep.
is like really tense,
Yep.
tough girl, and is like trying to like just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that he was maybe like her son or her long lost
No, no, no.
whatever.
It's like
Or
someone he rescued, essentially.
my God. And that's how it ended,
Yeah,
right?
that's how
With her just not
just
being able to
leaving
play the guitar.
and left. Yeah. Basically, it's also symbolic how the fact that like it's very depressing, but like the thing is that it's the one thing that Joel basically left behind, right?
How to play the song.
Yeah,
Okay.
how to play the guitar, how to play that song. That's like something that she like Joel left behind to Ellie, and even like and Ellie can't even do that anymore. Can't even remember that bit about.
But why would Abby bite it though? Oh my God, I don't understand this stupid.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be symbolic. You see, it's supposed to be a symbolic of
Yeah,
the fact that like
but
revenge
it's
and vengeance is self-destructing.